Well, good morning, everyone. This is MightyStream. Today is August the 26th, and I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is our H.O.O.D recovery services, and you can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I hope everyone's doing okay. I am looking forward to this meditation, so let me go ahead and get into the screen. All right, August 26th. Choosing intimacy over isolation. Oh, this should be good. Caring and sharing the NA way is the ultimate weapon against our alienating, isolating, destructive disease. Living Clean, Chapter 5, opening essay. Experiencing loneliness is an inevitable part of the human condition. For many addicts, this loneliness is amplified by how different we felt from our peers. We had trouble fitting in, or we're just plain weird. We needed too much attention and alienated others in our efforts to get it. Or we wanted none of that. Instead, we stayed silent and hoped that others wouldn't notice us. Drugs helped us deal with those feelings and experiences. Initially, using made us feel more normal, more comfortable in our own skin. It allowed us to be more social and, most importantly, created a buffer to help us keep safe, to help keep us safe from intimacy and vulnerability. Excuse me. Early in recovery, we learned that our disease is fueled not only by getting loaded, but by keeping us isolated from others and from ourselves. When we first get clean and we don't have drugs as that extra layer of defense, we are raw. Narcotics Anonymous provides us with opportunities to heal that rawness through intimate relationships with other addicts. Allowing ourselves to share fearlessly with another addict is usually the salve for our isolation. Even when years clean, a voice in our heads will tell us that we are better off dealing with or not dealing with our problems alone. However, we know the act of revealing ourselves and being present for others is the most powerful antidote to our very human state of loneliness and to our default addict state of believing we are just too weird. Even though sharing may be uncomfortable, I will take a risk and allow myself to be seen by another addict. I will choose connection over isolation. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the Weve version of Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. August 26th. What a powerful meditation. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like I had my feelings on my sleeve when I got to the program. I was easily offended in meetings. And because I understood that I cannot be put out of the meeting, I didn't quite understand that I could be put out of the building, but not necessarily the meeting. So I was a bit disruptive. I'm putting that mildly, right? I was very disruptive. And the things that I shared about, the way that I shared, while they might have been, in my impression, spiritual, they were probably more religious than anything. I would have to say so. So I didn't have the knack for sharing the NA way. I developed it, and I developed it over time by other members that really saw my struggle was religiosity versus spirituality. Those addicts that saw my struggle didn't come down hard on me and make me feel lame or shame me for the way that I shared. They pulled me aside and spoke to me with dignity and concern for the fellowship of NA. And based on those interactions, it was several. I didn't get the message right away. There were several. But as I began to see other newcomers coming in and struggling themselves with being able to even say they had a higher power because of some poor experience they had with an individual in a church, I began to understand, even though that was not my story, I wasn't raised in the church, but I was raised with a religion, right? So I began to soften and I began to understand why the unity of the first tradition was so important and how and why I needed to tweak the way that I was sharing so that I would not take a chance on offending or running away the newcomer from a place that had given me life. So we grow up, I matured. I matured. And then I began to become more interested in other people in the meetings, relationships in the meeting. I came away from the alienation, pushing people away with my behavior. And I came away from the fluctuation from one extreme to the other of alienation and then to isolation. Whatever really would allow me to use my mouth there and say things in a way that would keep people at bay, only the people that really had an interest in me would even approach. So I got to the point where I didn't have to use that as a survival tactic anymore. I didn't have to use cuss words anymore. I didn't have to use exaggerated situations and circumstances to send the message of just how big and bad I was. And you better keep your distance if you know what's good for you. When you step to me, you better put some respect on them, because when you come to me, you better come with everything that you got. Every piston need to be blazing, because if you come to me and you call yourself checking me, you probably gonna get checked, right? I was just, oof, oh my goodness. So when we talk about this intimacy over isolation, I can relate. And there's probably still some people. I tell people I will forever and a day owe an amends to Narcotics Anonymous, because I was so unruly when I first got here. I was very unruly. I was the person that you weren't quite sure the meeting was going to go okay, because you never knew what I was going to do or say. What a problem child. Right? I mean, I say that humorously, but really, right? Aren't most newcomers like that? Right? To some degree, they're either one or the other. They don't want anyone to notice them, or they want to be very noticed. I was not, however, I'm yawning, sorry. I was not, however, one of the individuals that spent a lot of time going out smoking. Well, in the beginning, you could actually go to the meeting where there was smoking right at the table, right? But I was not a person that was up and down, needing or wanting to be seen. That wasn't on my mind. What was on my mind was to get this recovery, listen to these old heads, you know, and enjoy some of the fellowship after the meeting. But there are people that come into the meeting, you can't get them to sit down for a second. They in the meeting and then they want you to sign a paper. Sit down. Have a seat. Hi, this one person I met through the Zoom platform for NA. He says, pull up a chair and sit all the way down. Come in the room, pull up a chair and sit all the way down. Right? That means put it in a chair and sit down. Go to the bathroom, get your coffee, be ready for the meeting to start, and contribute your presence and receive the present. So let's move away from isolating and alienation. Let's move into intimacy. So I have an assignment for you. I know I just gave you one in the Just for Today, but this is the spiritual principle of day of intimacy, choosing it intentionally. And so I want you today, if you are a person that is doing in-person meeting, I want you to notice someone and go ask for their number. And then within 2 hours of you leaving that meeting, I want you to text them. If it's late at night, just text them right away in the car. This is so and so. I got your number. Let's connect tomorrow. Right? And then tomorrow, whenever that appropriate time is, I want you to text them and say, is this a good time for me to call you? Yeah. Yep. I had a lady actually do that. And you know what I told her? No, actually, it's not. But thank you so much for asking. That really means a lot to me. Let me text you back when I'm available. And I did. And do you know, we don't talk every day, but she and I talk. Can you believe it? MightyStream is talking to people on the telephone. Well, they don't call them telephones anymore, but the cell phone. Can you believe that? MightyStream is actually allowing herself to have a conversation with someone on the phone. If you know anything about me, you know I am not a telephone person. I don't mind texting. I don't mind sending emails. I am not a person that, and I know exactly where it came from, right? Um, so I am choosing intimacy over isolation, and you can too. If I can do it, I know. If I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Okay. So that's your assignment from this spot nut today, spiritual principle a day. Okay. In a meditation. That is your assignment for this spot nut. Okay. I want for you to intentionally give your number to someone in the meeting. And then I want you to text them. This is me. I just want you to save my number. I'll try to call you tomorrow, and then text them tomorrow. Is this a good time for me to call you? And whatever they say, if they say no, just say when would be a good time, and then set a reminder in your phone to call them at that time. And when you get them on the phone, just say, "Hey, this is so and so. I just want to check on you, and man, it's so nice to watch your recovery. I love participating in the atmosphere of recovery, but I just really get so much from such and such a real genuine compliment, right? Whatever it is. And then just say, I didn't want nothing. I just want to reach out. I'm working on developing a network that works for me. And I just thought maybe you would be one of those individuals that I could stay in touch with. Is that okay with you? And listen to whatever they tell you. Listen to whatever they tell you, what they tell you and what you sense as they're telling it to you, right? I want you to do that today. You're not weird. You're not a problem child. You're addict seeking recovery in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and we have so much growing to do. We might as well get busy with it today. You know, daybreak is coming, and I have a zillion and 100 things to do. My brother-in-law's service is tomorrow. Um, it's my wedding anniversary. It's my late mother-in-law's birthday. These are some things today I want to spend some energy preparing gifts for certain people to let them know that I love them. On Sunday, which I'm sure I will remind you all, I will have 29 years in the program. I don't have any place on my list to go and collect a key medallion, not a key tag, but a medallion. I don't have anything like that planned. And that is amazing. So what that means is we're all going to meet here Sunday morning and we are going to have a good time. I think also on Sunday morning, you will be able to find a link and a time to join me in a Zoom meeting. I am going to do a meet and greet on Sunday for me, right? To celebrate my clean time. I'm going to do a meet and greet. It's not going to be very, very early in the day. Let's say around maybe 3 o'clock, right? Around 3 p.m. on Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have a link in the YouTube description, right? For both of the meditations on Sunday morning. And I might even put it in there sometime today because I can set that meeting up and it will be a meet and greet on Zoom. Come on in, grab a seat, get your coffee or whatever you're going to have. And it'll be late afternoon, so maybe hopefully ice water, right? And join me just for about an hour, not too long. I'll keep the rooms open from keep that room open from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's just a meet and greet. Everyone doesn't have to be in there at the same time. But if you would like to get acquainted just a little bit further, I'll be the lady with the in the room with the pink headset on. Right? I'll probably have pink and gray on that day. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet you. Have a beautiful day. I will be talking to you tomorrow.